I think it's very easy to be cynical about the so-called rules-based international order, and many of us are, and many people around the world are. But I think, you know, your question, well, who wants the existing order, I think is a good one. And I think certain bits of the existing order, quite a lot of people want it. If we think about the rudiments of it, the UN Charter, most countries in the world want the UN Charter to be upheld. Even, you know, human rights, which often is seen as something that the global south, you know, pushed back on against the north. Well, many countries in the then third world were key to negotiating the UN Declaration on Human Rights. It's not a Western imposition. The UN Charter is not a Western imposition. It was negotiated between a range of different countries, and it is in the interests of weak states in particular for there to be a set of basic rules that undergird international order. Now, there may be a preference for those rules to be relatively thin rather than being relatively thick. And this is where there may be a distinction between the rules-based international order and the liberal international order. And the problem in the West has been the conflation of these things, the injection of, you know, pumping in liberalism into and saying these are the rules. The rules are liberal rules. Well, there were other rules that are not really liberal rules per se, or they're kind of pluralist rules, maybe kind of more live and let live. They may be grounded on some classical liberal principles like self-determination, but also, you know, non-use of force, sovereign equality. These have their roots in liberalism, but not in the liberalism of the 1990s, where you could just basically go around the world stripping states of their sovereignty and spreading democracy and human rights at the point of a gun.